Okay, this is episode 30 of RV Dream Makers, and we're coming to you today, and it is August 1st, so we're already into August, from the Grand Tetons. I don't know if the camera's picking it up back there, but we got the Grand Tetons back there. It's pretty smoky and hazy. Today's video is pretty much from part of June still. We are in North Cascades.
Still, it's part two.
It's part two, and we did the Cutthroat Lake first. And if you notice on the broken, it's hard to tell when we first cross it, but
Very
there's
deceiving.
A broken log that's it's almost like a V, and it's very deceiving. You can't tell how steep it actually is, but it was pretty steep. You can tell better when we're on the way back. But that was a neat hike. And then we, outside of Winthrop, we did Patterson Mountain, which is a neat little hike we did to the top, and had some great views of that whole area. And then we left Winthrop and started going down toward the Coulee Dam area. In the valley, there's some huge valleys that go on forever, like 30, 40, 50 miles. We don't even know how far. But it was just filled with apples, orchards, mainly, and then some cherries and pears. But the apples, just the amount of them, it is just amazing. That whole valley, which is irrigated by the Columbia River. The Columbia River's on most of the area.
It was almost like driving in a gorge. It was weird.
It was just a huge valley.
It was a really neat drive.
Valley. I mean, we should have probably brought them more footage of the valley, because it was incredible.
Well, but you can't hardly tell it.
And just miles upon miles, and you know where all the apples in the world come from. Washington apples. I mean, it's amazing. But then once you leave that valley, it's like desert out there in the state of Washington. The state of Washington is interesting because it's got on the coast, the west coast, it's got the rainforest. Then in the middle, it's got all the mountains and the pines and everything, like where we were at in the North Cascades. And then you got desert on the other side. And then once we got down in the Coulee Dam and came up on the other side, then it was wheat and wheat fields, beautiful wheat fields, and canola. And then we stayed at a beautiful farm on Harvest Host, the Douglas family, and you'll see my drone footage of it. And it's just a beautiful farm, and they were such good, hospitable people, and we bought eggs and a plant from them. And my slide, 2 of the bolts were missing on my slide, wouldn't come in, so he went and got the bolts and nuts I needed, and we fixed it, and it worked. So a shout out to the Douglas family and how great a Harvest Host they were.
Yeah, if you are a member of Harvest Host, that's a great area to stay in and visit the Coulee Dam, and it was very nice.
And we hope you enjoy this episode.
We're chasing the easy life. We're chasing the easy life. We're chasing the easy life.
Okay, we are on Cutthroat Lake Trail. We don't know if it's inside or outside the national park, because there really isn't a boundary line or sign that says. I'm crossing. Woo! push stand on it. Whoa! Whoa! Whew. Surprised you didn't get any pictures. Okay, this is going to be interesting. They need to replace should have came on this side. Woo. This is interesting. That sign wasn't very good. Another log bridge. This one's intact. Okay, we're at Cutthroat Lake.
Cannot hear you. It's a lot more sketch than what it looks.
Here goes your mom. Coming back down. She was worried about the back down. You need to keep a foot on the farther right there to kind of give you some grip. And step with your right on the thing and left over here, yeah.
We're on our way back from the lake.
Okay, we're at the end of the hike. I don't know if I recorded this at the start, but this is the bridge going over the creek. It's coming from Cutthroat Lake, and it just got bigger and bigger and bigger as stuff flowed.
Cutthroat Creek.
Cutthroat Creek. Just keeps getting bigger as different side streams flow into it. So that was our hike, 4 miles.
Okay, we're doing Patterson Mountain Trail. It's 1,000 feet of elevation. Supposed to be some good views. There's a lake back behind there. So, tried to come early-ish because it's going to be really hot today. So, making our way up the summit. We're about 830 feet up in 1.45 miles. You can see on the side of the mountain now. And it's up there is where we're going. Okay, this is the other side. We're still going up. We're actually going to the top of that. So,
Like our son flew in Reno, spent 3 weeks.
okay, we made it to the top. You can see this side well, but now you can't see the other side.
You want a water?
Yeah.
You want your Brevia or whatever it is?
No. Maybe the energy cubes. I'll see if. I can go over here and get a view of this side. You can see more of the peak mountains. You can take a jeep trail over there, but and walk it. Yeah, I was hoping I'd see more of the lake, but this is in the way. That hill. You can barely see the lake down there. Oh, maybe when we come back on the north loop, we'll be able to get a better view of the lake. It's a pretty big lake. So, we're going back and we have to climb a ladder over the fence. Guess I don't want to mess with the gate. There's somebody coming up. We're headed down off the north loop side. And you definitely cannot see the lake from this side. I was hoping you get to see the lake from, but no.
The lodge is neat.
So there's the lake. More of a view of it. It's a pretty long lake. It's called Patterson Lake. There was a guy in a wetsuit this morning getting in to swim. And we're back down to the car. And this is Patterson Lake. It goes a far way. It goes way down that way. Down that way. So. the Coulee Dam. The visitor center ended up being closed. We were told that it was open till 10. And Google said it was open till 11, and yeah, it's not. But this has 3 times more concrete than the Hoover Dam. And the 2 gentlemen that were big proponents, it produces the most electricity or kilowattage in the world. And the 2 big people that really did that and promoted that were direct descendants of George Washington's. And they do a light show here at night. I'm assuming on that part that's got the water rolling down. On the other side, the lake is like right up to the top. It's really high. But there are the lights right there where they do the laser show. And they have parking up top and benches, so we're gonna go up there. But it doesn't happen until 10 o'clock, so. Wish we could or go in the visitor center, but it's pretty massive. So we're waiting. It's almost 10 o'clock at night, and they're opening up the dam. I guess they do, so for the light show, I guess they do it on the water. So it's pretty neat. They're all open now.
As we look around this beautiful and rugged landscape to the Columbia River below, we wonder, what is the story of this ever-changing river, flowing past us now and yet always returning in an eternal cycle? If we listen closely, we will see how we are all a part of this story. A story woven from many voices.
Grandmother, please tell me the story again.
The story of Grand Coulee. Of course I can tell you again. Now listen carefully. Over time, some of the most spectacular natural forces in the world shaped the place we now call Grand Coulee. Lava flows built many layers of basalt, covering the inland northwest.
With staining rock. Chain passing by the coulee. It's so white. The spring in a riverbed.
Ancestors of the Confederated Tribes of the Colville Reservation and the Spokane Tribe of Indians living along the Columbia River use many resources. Each season offers a diversity of plants and wildlife, providing food, clothing, shelter, and medicine. Even though the dam created hardship for many who lived here and drew criticism from all likes of American citizens, it was unexpectedly about to show its importance when the country entered World War II.
Yesterday, December 7th, 1941, a date which will live in infamy. The United States of America was suddenly and deliberately attacked.
There was a high demand almost instantly for the power. It was funneled into shipbuilding on the coast. It was funneled into aircraft building. It went into aluminum smelters, which were vital for the aircraft industry. And then a large percentage of the power went into the Hanford Reservation for the atomic bombs that were created toward the end of the war.
The Bonneville Power Administration, authorized in 1937, allows for the maintenance, transmission, and sale of power created at Grand Coulee and other federal dams in the Columbia River system. If not for Grand Coulee Dam, the Northwest would need 15 coal-fired plants or 6 nuclear plants to equal the hydropower that will be produced here.
Hope you enjoyed episode 30. Please like, share, subscribe, and thanks for following us. Tell your friends about us. And the shout out this week is to Principal Jason Merkel, Sullivan High School. He follows us. Him and his wife Amy follow us regularly every Sunday night, and we appreciate that. And remember, God loves you, but only Jesus can save you.